Have you ever felt sorry for yourself? It happens to all of us from time to time, whether people aren't calling back, deadlines are missed, the internet is down, you get called out in a meeting, all of a sudden, there you are, there I am, feeling sorry for myself. And it tends to stem from a core thought. My needs aren't getting met. Be they for control, connection, information, whatever they are, we begin to think the needs aren't getting met and they should be. A few years back, my wife and I signed up for a race that was taking place in early May. She was going to run the 10K, I was going to run the half marathon, and we trained sporadically. And when we got to the race, it was hotter than expected and much hillier. And before the race started, I noticed this guy who was close to me he was really excited to be there. He was tall, had a mop of dark hair that bounced every step he took, and he was jumping up and down, smiling, greeting everyone. And the race started, and he was off. He attacked the hills. He was passing people by the dozens, and I was doing fine, right? I felt pretty good for the first 12 or so miles. And then it's like I got on the struggle bus. I was hurting. I was slowing down. The hills were tough. And I started to feel sorry for myself. And I don't know where your pity parties take place, but mine happen in a really small room with frosted windows, so there's not much light coming in. And it's like there's one small bulb that's dangling from the ceiling that emits a little bit of light, but it's like, in restaurants at dinner time when they turn them down to make them more romantic or something and you can't read the menu. Well, that's what my bulb was doing. It was getting dimmer and dimmer and dimmer, and I was slowing down a lot. And I stayed there, grumbling about how there were too many hills. This wasn't what I signed up for, and it was too hot. This was supposed to be spring, not summer. And from that dark, sad place, I happened to glance out one of those frosted windows, and I saw this mop of bouncing hair. And it was Mr. Enthusiastic. And it's like I stepped out of my pity party for just a moment, and I saw that he was struggling too, really hard. And there were a few steps running, then stopping, walking with his hands on his hips. And I just slowed down, and I looked him right in the eye, and I said, "You've got this. We're almost there. Come on." And he smiled a little bit, and he picked up his pace, and I did too. And it was strange. He started encouraging me. I was encouraging him, and I had completely forgotten about my pity party. All of those thoughts about the hills, the heat, they were distant memories as we both crossed the finish line. And this was one of those races where you got a free ticket at the end to get a beer, which is, of course, the best way to cool down after a long run. And the guy and I, we got our beers together, and he said to me, he looked me in the eye and he said, "Thank you for what you said. It's just what I needed." I responded with, "It's funny. It's just what I needed too." When we give others what we need, we get it back. Stepping out of ourselves and giving others what we need takes us out of our pity party, allows us to let go of that expectation that the world should be meeting our needs, and gives us the boost that we need to move forward. So the next time that you find yourself setting up for your pity party, ask yourself, who can I help right now by giving them what I need? I'm curious as to what comes up for you as you hear this.